and I ain't saying like all your nasty, dirty laundry, stuff like that, but tell people the truth on the things that's gonna save their relationships, because every relationship gonna hit a point where you just don't like this. Michelle Obama said, me and Barack married 30, 10 of them I didn't like them.
Yeah.
Our mom and dad said the same thing, and they've been married going on 39 years in December. Yeah, 38 or 39 years. And Mom said, man, I couldn't stand your dad for 10 of them.
Yeah.
But my commitment meant more than my feelings. And it's happy, like I love this man to where we lost stuff and I was here. And so that's why we can view certain relationships the way we do it, because we understand the fullness that come with it. Like, okay, there may be some separation. There may be some times I sleep on the couch. There may be some times
I ain't sleeping on no couch.
Okay, but your wife might decide she won't sleep on the couch. I ain't going to sleep with you tonight. But the realness of it, because you hear this, all these podcasts and these women on these podcasts talking, they be like, we never going to bed angry. We're never going to bed upset. Like, is that real? What up, bro?
What's up, big?
Nothing much, man. How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. Back in St. Louis.
Back in St. Louis. How was that travel?
Travel's easy, man. But it's always like nostalgia when you from a certain place and you haven't been there in a while, or a couple months go by, and then a few things change. Yeah. And you kind of remember where you used to hang, where you used to do this and do that.
Drive through those communities.
Yeah. And they building up so much, so it's all new to me. Yeah. So, it's good to be home.
We was driving yesterday in the car. You're like, man, what's that? Oh, this look nice. Man, they doing their thing.
Man,
like,
they doing
St. Louis ain't where they used to be, brother.
They doing
building it up,
some great work down here.
Yeah. It's moving slow, so it don't feel like it just being from here, because you're like, man, they've been doing this construction for 3 years, man. I'm tired of these roads.
But I ain't seeing it.
And so you come in and it's,
It's fresh, it's new, it's what's been needed for so long.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a lot of good stuff in St. Louis. But when you're from St. Louis, we kind of tend to look at the negative stuff. But they putting a lot of money into it, and it looks good.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. So I know today we talking about relationships.
Yeah.
More importantly, healthy relationships.
Healthy relationships.
What's up, y'all? It's All Things Connected. We back.
Yes.
We excited to be back, man. I hope y'all like the last couple episodes. If you haven't, you need to watch Lemon Cake. Lemon Cake is one of our favorite episodes. I mean, it has so many gems, jewels, but however, it has so many laughter moments, it had a couple sad moments. I think it was an all-around great episode. So if you haven't, go check out Lemon Cake.
Lemon Cake is a feel-good movie. It's a feel-good movie.
It is. Hey, you absolutely right. And so we're talking about healthy relationships today. Like, you hear the term, or you hear people saying, like, relationships are hard. Are they really hard? Or have we been plagued by environments, upbringings, and challenges that distorted our perspective on our relationships with food, faith, finance,
people,
relationships, and people? And so let's dive right into it, man. Where do we start in terms of a good, solid, healthy relationship? Like, let's start at the beginning point of that and what that looks like for you.
Oh,
because we all got different perspective on what healthy relationships look like. And we all, may think we know, we may assume, we may learn that with proper education, dang, I've been viewing this stuff all wrong in regards to the way that I eat, in regards to how I've been handling my money, in regards to how I've been handling my relationship and my lady. Okay, let me pose a different question. Let's open it up with this. Have you ever been in a healthy relationship?
Like
a spousal relationship, not a friend, not a family member. I'm talking about like your lady. Have you ever been in a healthy relationship?
Yeah,
I haven't, bro.
What?
I've never been in a healthy relationship.
You've never been in a healthy relationship? We talking about boyfriend, girlfriend.
Toxic AF.
Okay.
Toxic.
Well, you know what? You know what? I think that it started with us. We had healthy relationships with each other. And I think it really began when we were younger. Pop, our environment, we had to fight a lot. As 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old kids. Like, you had to fight. And that's crazy to think of it now, but our environment, as soon as you stepped outside, somebody testing your metal. They want to see what you made of.
Sure.
And one thing
At a young age, man, I was talking to James about that. I'm like, do you realize we was over on Macmillan fighting? We were only about 4 and 5 years old. Like, physically fighting.
That's why I said those
kids.
age. Yeah. It was nothing for me to go outside, walking that yard.
Yeah.
Right? That big messed up gate around it.
It seemed like it was big. It's so small.
For real. Man, that thing was good. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So much. But we used to walk blocks to the store. Right. You get on, you're like, oh, that was really just
a couple steps. Real talk. Yeah. So with that,
you had to come outside and fight.
Yeah, I'm coming outside and fight. Just me being honest. And so that in and of itself was a toxic environment, to be honest. We didn't use the word toxic back then, right?
Yeah.
You just said it was hood. We stayed in the hood. Yeah. But one thing that Papa always told us, he said, hey, y'all fight them out there. Y'all don't fight each other.
That was a great life lesson. And you didn't realize how great that life lesson was until you get older. But that was such a great life lesson. Like, he did not like us fighting. And, you know, we all boys in the house. You're going to have some fights over the joystick or you ain't sharing the game. It's going to be some level of competition. But we
physically go ham
at all.
And that's not normal to us where other people be like, yeah, we brothers, like we fight and then we make up. That's not normal for us, bro. I'm not finna fight my brother who I love and cherish and then think like, oh, we just gonna make up is nothing. Nah, I'm not finna physically, if I'm fighting somebody, like I'm trying to take their head off.
Sure.
That's not no pleasant feel. Like, nah, somebody gonna end up bloody.
Yeah.
So I never want to do that with my brothers. And so that gave me the introduction to, or our sister, obviously. Yeah. They gave us the introduction to a healthy relationship. Like, now we can talk about stuff. Yeah. We can work things out. Sure. And most of all, we move as a unit. Yeah. Right? So now take that into my marriage. Man.
Okay, wait. So is the marriage the first healthy relationship?
No, I think y'all the first healthy relationship.
No, I'm talking about between a woman.
Between me and a woman?
Your intimate relationship, like your spouse relationship. No, you had multiple?
Yeah, I've always went for like mature thinkers.
Got you.
Like I've never had like toxic environment. All my girlfriends I've had, it's been healthy. Yeah. Like now we may not have worked out because we had a difference of opinions or a difference in the way that we were raised, right? Yeah. That's really what it was. But I ain't never had no toxic like try to beat your head in and we just different. And like I was real religious back in the day. You know, that's true. If you weren't going to church 5 days a week, man. We talking about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, twice on Sunday. If you went
such an unhealthy relationship with faith and religion, man. And we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, for sure.
The healthy relationship with your wife.
Yeah. So that developed over time. That wasn't always
coming to it, and
that wasn't happily ever after type stuff.
We gotta definitely talk about happily.
You know,
that's a whole episode, happily ever after.
Yeah, we definitely hitting that.
Okay.
And so I think over time we had to develop boundaries. Most people start off hot and heavy, right? She look good, you look good, y'all attracted to one another.
Euphoric stage.
Man, you just infatuated. No, yeah, you infatuated with
what you don't like about me? I don't see nothing, baby.
Nothing. Nothing.
I like everything about
you.
1 year later.
Right. That's what happens for real. And then you really don't get to the nitty gritty of like, how is this person? Yeah. And to be honest, you may not see that until you actually move in or live with somebody because you can always hide certain stuff.
It's very true.
You know,
I tell people, move with a person before you marry him.
But that's counter to how we were raised.
Religion.
What's
that's
that?
Against the faith. That's shacking up.
You shacking up.
And I still ain't found that scripture in the Bible.
Man, you might not ever find it.
That's another episode. We're trying to, but it starts. All of that affects your adult relationships.
Yeah, for sure. And
And
so,
moving with somebody definitely tell you.
man, I tell you a lot about that person, bro. And look, it be like little
I think
stuff,
it caused
bro.
a couple breakups with me.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I can't be around no nasty environment. I got
Yeah,
OCD.
nah.
And you just
I
throwing
ain't-
clothes and shit everywhere. And
Leaving the
just
cap off the
leaving
toothpaste.
eyelashes. I wake up thinking it's a spider. No.
Yeah.
Bro, like, no. And like, I literally have OCD. So it's just like everything got to be meticulously put. Like, I know when somebody coming in my room touching stuff because
You gonna have to
the
get over
remote
that,
was
brother.
Here. And so
That's over with. If you,
in
that's
relationship,
over.
I understand, but I
Yeah.
got to get somebody who kind of semi OCD.
That ain't, nah, bro.
And yeah, I get it, I understand, but nah, you right, bro. When you live with somebody, it really exposes a lot of things, and so you can start off with this amazing, harmonic like relationship, and it's beautiful. Then you like start living with a person, it's just like, oh, okay, here's the real them.
That's the real them.
Yeah, and I'm saying that part of them is not the real them. Obviously, that's a part of them as well, but
Yeah.
it's layers to people. It's not
It
just
is.
this one, like,
The first person that you meet is not them, more than likely.
exactly. It's the representative.
It's the rep. Hey, I gotta move the rep out the way. Bring me the real person. That's really what it is. And for most of us,
Yeah.
we stuck on the representative.
Sure.
Like, this is who you presented.
Yeah.
This is who you are.
Sure.
Like, what's the bridge? What's the gap in between
Mm-hmm.
those people? For me and my wife, we really didn't set standards. Like, the way that you talk to me, the way that I respond to you, this makes me feel this way. This makes me feel that way. We really had to set those standards about what bothers you or why that bothers you. We had to peel back the layers. And that's when our relationship really went through the roof. Like, I had to understand that my wife she's not good at certain things. She understands that I'm not good at certain things, right? You can always improve, but her level of understanding and her level of commitment to finances will never be my level. We have two different upbringings. She was living the way she was living 29 years before she met me. She's not going to change that overnight. She may not change it at all. So I had to realize, like, certain things, that's her. That's her identity.
Yeah.
That's not going to change. Now, can I live with that? Or are we compatible?
Or can my strengths sharpen your weaknesses? And
They
can
may never, though.
They may never, but can they? And can we give that a try?
Yeah, for sure.
If you're better in the area, and we talked about this on another episode, if you're better in the area, can you help me? Because a lot of times people just don't know a way out because, like you said, it's the way they were raised. And it's a way that you can do that, and we can disagree. No. I don't think, like, yes, we can say, like, oh no, people don't change, or they will have to want to, obviously. And then it's a way that you present that as well.
But it's also a level of maturity, maturation, and
process.
It's the process, bro. Thank you. Because for the longest time, my wife and I, we struggled with finances. I was over the top of finances. And my wife was like, bro, you only get one life. You letting life slip away.
Yeah.
I work 365.
Yeah.
No vacation, don't call off, no nothing. I just work. She's like,
missing memories, experiences.
Yes. Yeah. On the flip side,
but that's the balance.
Hold on, but on the flip side, she's overdoing it. Right? And so I'm like, you can't live like this either.
It's the
right.
That's what I'm saying.
But when I'm telling her
strengths.
Hold on. But when I'm telling her, hey, look, you gotta tighten up on these finances. Mm-hmm. I want you to be successful. She's not taking that as me trying to help her. She's taking that as me trying to control her.
Or make her become you.
Yeah. Either way she's looking at it, she's not looking at it as me helping her. Mm-hmm. Right? And so if you keep telling somebody, you need to do this, you need to do this, even if it's right, and that's not what they want, you nagging.
That's
you arguing, you fussing, you fighting.
That's why I say it's how you package it.
It don't matter how you package it. If I don't want that, and it don't matter if you put a pretty bow on top. If that's not what I want, I don't want it. Stop talking about it. At some point, I had to let it go. Mm-hmm. Let her make her mistakes. Mm-hmm. I had to let her bump her head. And then
now you gonna come to me
and
now
then
it's
you
your
want
opportunity to package it right.
No, I don't have to package it nothing. Now you coming to me.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. I think I guess that's why I ain't married.
It's an experience, bro. It's one of those things that you can't.
It's that roller coaster experience.
Yes,
it's that
bro.
ups and downs. You have to learn. It's like you trying to beat something into somebody that they never gonna get if they don't get it. And I get it. And I think that causes for a level of patience.
Yes.
It causes for a level of maturity, understanding.
Yeah.
And that's what a healthy relationship look like.
Yeah.
But we were sold by movies, books, all of this
fantasy land
and fantasizing land on what a healthy relationship look like. And now you're explaining like, nah, you're going to get the most out of your person by being patient with them.
Yes.
By understanding them, by talking to them, by walking things, by living life. And now we have teachable moments in order to move the relationship forward. Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
My wife really had to understand that I'm not trying to control you. What I'm really trying to do is liberate you.
Yeah.
I want it to be to where if I lost my life today, you're on stable ground. You're on solid ground. You got a solid foundation. You know what to do with these credit cards. You know what to do in the financial world. And then on the flip side, you got to think she had to be patient with me.
That's what I'm saying. It's her strengths will sharpen you. Your strengths will sharpen her.
Yeah.
But it's a process. It's not this overnight thing. We had a conversation. I expect you. A lot of relationships end because of that. He just won't change or she won't change. But it's the patience. It's the process until you get. And I think that's what ultimately relationships do. They're there to be a mirror to show you who you really are. Yeah. Because you're going to always make this such, I can just spend this money and go on vacation and I'll get it back. That's you.
Yeah,
But now this relationship is giving you accountability. And I think healthy relationships, that's like when you reach that level of maturity, it gives you that freedom. Like people think accountability is bondage.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's actually freedom. Because it's helping you become a better person. That's what relationships are designed to do.
Yeah. And I had to look at that like, what am I doing wrong? How can I improve? How can I make the message better so that she hears me instead of me attacking?
Exactly.
You know,
we don't go when we want something.
Man. Especially when I know like it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, how can you not see this? I really struggle with that. Like, how can you not see this? They don't see it. Yeah. The same way you don't see what they're saying. Yeah. Because you so focused on your agenda, they're focused on their agenda. Sure. My wife had to really teach me how to have a good time. Cause I'm so pent up.
Tight and like
bro. That's my bro. Money, I don't know how to laugh,
finance,
joke.
Yeah, let your head down.
Yeah, my wife had to really, really get me out of my comfort zone because life was passing me by. And I'm just working, only thinking about money. And she like, bro, like it's so much more. You got it already. Like, let's enjoy this. And then she really introduced me to other healthy relationships. Like people who really, really got her back. And I already had another thing, great friends. My guys in the Air Force, bro, they really exposed me to how you build healthy relationships. My guy Fry.
How you build them?
How you build them and keep them.
Because you said you came from an environment in which like we already, from the family foundation, had healthy relationships. Yeah. Right? But it's different when you're not dealing with family.
That's it.
And so
that's
now
a lot different.
It's a lot different. So now you got to learn because now you like you a baby, like you're immature, like you have no experiences in how to treat like other individuals that's not in your bloodline.
Yeah, and we come guarded.
Exactly.
When we meet people, we're very guarded because of our environment, right? How we grew up.
So environment plays a huge role.
Yeah. One time I went to Little Rock, Arkansas, I want to say around 2012. I was walking across the street. I was walking down the street and two ladies, African-American ladies, beautiful women, they were walking the opposite direction. And they said, hello. And I stopped and I looked. Who they talking to? They like, hello, we talking to you.
We ain't used to that in St. Louis.
On the opposite side of the street?
Yeah.
I won't say hello to you walking on the same street. Walking in, like, nah. I might even put on my...
I got to be protected in this moment face.
And I was like, what the heck? To the point to where I'm like, dude, that broke so many barriers. Just the simple word of hello.
Hello.
So when that happened, I said, dang, you got to put that in your repertoire. Just strangers, even especially among African American Black people.
I know you kind of gave a similar story to when you first moved out to Houston.
Yeah.
And you was talking like people just was speaking. You was just like had your tough guy face on, and people speaking, and you like it took you like a couple seconds to process. Like, oh, they just spoke. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because coming from where we've come from, like,
man, I walk out
nobody
this door
speak
right now.
And women definitely don't speak. They don't even smile at you. Even if you say hello to them, they think you trying to holler
Because
at
they
them.
going through the same thing
They
we going through.
Everybody hard, everybody tough and guarded. So coming into these relationships in the military, you say they taught you how to.
Yeah. So my guy Fry, I moved into my first apartment. Mom and Pop came down to Albuquerque, and I was like, y'all can sleep in my bed, and I just use this blow up mattress or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't got no extra sheets or nothing, but I washed them, and Mom was like, I don't want to be on your sheets. I don't know what you doing down here.
Yeah.
And so she's saying, you don't got this, you don't got that. And my guy Fry was like, all right, man, I'll catch you later. Just left. 30 minutes later, he came with everything that she named, bro.
That's Fry, my dude.
Man, you know,
he's a great guy, man.
yeah, that's my brother, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you got Chop, like that's your brother, so
And Bud.
that's my brother. Yeah. So them my brothers.
Yeah.
When he did that, he set the tone.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't never been around nobody like that before. Right?
Yeah.
He was listening to what she said.
Yeah.
It was a concern.
Yeah.
And he took that seriously. I'm just
and you
thinking,
like, Mama ain't doing that.
nah, she's about to go in there and sleep on my sheets. Type stuff.
I did do some things.
I told you I watched him.
And
So-
Fry was that like kind.
He
and
was that into
aware
it. He knew, bro.
of your family, and he hadn't met them.
He never met them before. He heard like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
No, them for lifers. Like when they do stuff like that.
I had to tell Mom and Pop. I said, hey, they a little different. No, not a little different. They're
They're
different.
not different. Yeah.
Y'all can't be saying this or that because they gonna make it happen.
Sure.
It's not even gonna cross their mind about should I do this. They're going
There's
to
a
make
problem.
it
They
happen.
about to come up
They
with a
gonna
solution
solve
quick.
it. And every last one of my guys was like that. And so I'm like, that really, bro. Another one of my friends, Harvey, love this dude. He taught me how to tip.
Yeah, I'm big on tipping now, bro.
But we weren't raised.
Nah, we weren't raised like
We was
that.
raised on $2 tips. You could have the worst service or you could have the best service. You know what you're gonna get? $2.
$2. Or the $5.
You gonna get $2, bro.
Yeah.
My homeboy Harvey, he said, man, I broke out a $2 tip. And he was like, he put out a 20. It's like 06. So 20 was different than what it is today.
I was graduating high school.
Bro, he said,
Dang.
he said,
And you
this
were
they
young.
livelihood. I'm 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He said, this they livelihood, man. He said, this how they live.
Thank you, Harvey. If you watching, thank you.
Man, that dude, like, he
I come from restaurant and hospitality, so
Yeah.
I look at it totally different as well. Like these are literally livelihood.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just having a conversation on Father's Day with Mom and Naomi and James and just the family that we was around, and I was telling them how, like, for some reason we go into restaurants thinking we can just handle servers and bartenders
any kind of way. That's horrible, bro.
And then if they don't meet every expectation,
And be
then-
perfect.
and we already come in with the with the mindset, if they don't do right, they losing their tip. And
Yes,
they gotta
bro.
pay their bills that way. And so I think we
Yeah.
need to be a little more graceful with our restaurant and hospitality people, like
Sure.
even valet people, anybody that's in that service industry. Like,
Yeah.
man, it's a hard job. I did it for like 15 years, man, and I see it. And it's hard. What goes on? It's so many mixed moving parts.
Yeah.
But that goes to healthy relationships, man.
Then
It
that
all ties
patience.
back to how you gonna treat people. I think, man, and not to cut you off on your story and stuff like that. He taught you how to tip that day and stuff like that. Like, I think, like, the human relationships, because the environment and the culture, it has been diminished.
Yeah.
Like, to where now it ain't
yeah.
no regard to how we
Yeah.
treat people. If you ain't my family, if you ain't in my clique, then I can just handle you anytime. Like, we really gotta relearn and re-educate ourselves on just how to treat people. Like,
Yeah,
day
for
to
sure.
day. Be nice, smile, like,
Yeah.
be considerate that this person may be going through something, and they got an attitude or they having a bad day for a reason. How can I lighten them up?
No latitude is given these days,
It's
bro.
just like, it's terrible, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I remember like the whole pay it forward movement was going on, like,
Yeah.
and it just exploded and went viral because we don't know how to treat people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy. Like, we already talked about how people are the highest commodity. Like, it's the highest commodity.
Yeah.
Like, without people,
We should be
none of
valued
this
the most.
Without people, nothing else matters. Nothing flows. Money don't matter. Material stuff. Cars don't drive themselves. Like, we need the human connection.
And you know what? If you encounter somebody like that, it could be something like that you would have flipped your lid on.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just stuff."
Yeah.
And it can change your perception,
yeah.
bro. You be like, "Dang, I just ran into your car.
Yeah.
Like that's a nice
Doozy.
vehicle."
Like,
And they like, "Oh, it's just stuff. Are you
Yeah.
okay?" Like, dang.
yeah.
That changed. So being around people like that, but you know, another huge thing, in my opinion, D, people mistake encounters for a relationship. Everything about our society today is encounter based. When you scroll through TikTok, those 30-second reels, minute reels, that's an encounter. That's not a relationship.
Sure.
So, and you have enough of that, encounter. You go to sleep. You're full off of encounters and not relationships.
That's a huge distinguish.
Yeah. And we don't realize that. But we feel it's like we can eat junk food all day. I can eat a whole bunch of cookies. I get full, but that's not a meal. That's not healthy.
It's not nurturing.
It's not nurturing my body.
So you're going to have to keep eating junk.
Nah, your body's going to give out.
Yeah.
So your life is going to give. You're going to look up and something's going to happen. You're not going to have any healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Because the only thing you have is encounter. Encounter with this social media person. Encounter with this celebrity. Encounter with this media personality. None of these people know you.
Exactly.
None of these people care about you.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have an encounter. You send it to your homegirl, your homeboy. Y'all talk about it. That's it. Encounter. Ooh, but you're mistaking all of this for a relationship.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, that's what we doing. That's what so many of us are
So we
doing.
getting an unhealthy diet of encounters and confusing it like.
Because we have so many.
Wow.
We having so many. And not giving the encounter the space to grow into a relationship.
Yeah.
That's really what's necessary.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's becoming like in place of your relationship. So where you in social environments really supposed to be talking and mingling and gaining real friends or gaining real relationships.
Yeah.
You on your phone.
Yes. Oh yeah. I had that problem, bro.
You at the dinner table scrolling and like you're supposed to really be sitting down. That's a tell to a unhealthy relationship. Like when you go out and you see people like on dates and they both don't glue like.
Yes, bro.
Bruh. I done made a couple women like, hey, put your phone down. Not
That was
with
me and my wife's like second or third date.
You was in the phone, D?
She was in the phone.
You made her put it down?
No. You know what I did?
What? You got
I be petty, bro.
You got up, D?
Nah, I got in my phone. I got in my phone. I be petty, bro. I had to learn how to not be so petty.
Yeah.
I'm fresh out the military, bro.
Ooh, the militant minds be like.
I got 1,000 people I can call.
Yeah.
I got on the call with one of my homegirls, my home Cherie.
And y'all having a whole conversation.
We having a whole,
and
and I knew her conversation was gonna end before
when
mine.
You got your conversation, and like when you get on the phone now, it's just like, why you in your phone? It'd
no, I'm exaggerating stuff.
Like,
oh,
right.
Now you know this. So when she get off, I'm like, I'm giving it more. You gotta feel this type stuff, right? Then
you so petty.
Bro, I was petty, bro. She said, you was on your phone the whole time. I said, no, you got on your phone first. But she didn't even realize it.
Because it's just
whatever, that was her norm. Instead of,
Yeah.
and this was the immature me, instead of me just saying, hey babe, we on a date. Like, can you put your phone up? I'm like, nah, you gotta feel this. Cause I'm who I am.
Yeah.
Like you ain't finna I ain't no cornball. Like you gotta engage me.
Yeah.
The fact that, cause I wasn't heavy on phones back then.
Yeah.
So the fact that you even whipped your phone out during a date, that was like a slap in the face for me. So now I gotta give you a metaphorical slap in the face type stuff.
You so petty.
Boy, I was petty,
It's hella
dude.
funny though, man. Yeah, I done told a few, girls, because I ain't never been on a date with a woman who operated like that. Like you said, it's a mindset. But I had to tell a few girls like, hey, it's like I felt like I was training. That was the last date, by the way.
Yeah.
But like if I gotta like we engage in one another.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Like, and I feel like I gotta train you like on a date, and you ain't like. And I'm like, nah, baby, we don't do phones on.
Yeah.
This is a time to really talk,
Engage.
And, maybe I was uninterested in something. I don't know, but
And I could have been at the time.
Yeah. I don't know, but like we just don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was uninterested.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, it happens.
And too, remember that latitude? Like,
yeah,
I just like the fact that I don't know. For me, I was like, it didn't like you would have had to call me with a 911 in order for me to
yeah.
whip out my phone. And it could have been something I didn't even ask. That's why I say how immature I was. I didn't say, is that important? That's the mature me now, giving her the latitude. Like
that's the healthy communication.
But you know what else though, D?
Yeah.
And when you said that was the last date, that's really a part of healthy relationships too. A huge thing that I love about my wife is that she's a fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
When we first got together, we would clash. But now, us together, it's dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, we fight together for the purpose of whatever we set.
Yeah.
And most people don't have that. Most people, as soon as something minor or major happens, they tuck and run.
Yeah.
And that's not really, that's not a healthy relationship.
No, it's not. And so, like everything, we revert back to what our norm is.
It's easy to be like, I don't got to put up with this.
Yeah. I mean, and if that's your wiring and that's your makeup, it's easy to just revert back to that and do what you used to doing.
I'm comfortable more.
I could just by myself.
Yes.
Like it's easy.
Yeah.
And so, let's talk about healthy communication, because I don't think you can have healthy relationships without healthy communication. I think it's literally impossible. Like a lot of people, we talk about like what's the top three things: sex, communication, and money, and stuff like that. Like if you can't communicate, like
it's a wrap.
The money and the sex ain't even gonna be there at all. Like
it'll be there, but it ain't gonna hold. I really feel like it's a couple pillars, like in relationships, period, specifically marriage.
Yeah.
Like, and communication is a big one.
Yeah.
And I just met this young lady, and she said, everybody talks so much about communication, but you need to add understanding on top of that.
Yeah.
And I said, dang, that's
listening with intent and understanding.
Because communication is
it can
a
mean
two-way
so
street. Yeah, I could say what I say.
Yeah.
You can receive something completely different, process it, and that's not even what I said.
Exactly.
Or I could say something, or that's not what
and so
me properly communicating, fixing up my message.
And a lot of times you got to rewrap or represent what you think you communicated.
Right.
And a lot of times what I do now is like, hold on, what did you think you heard? Or what did you hear from that? And then they'll tell you what, and like, nah, that ain't what I said. Or that ain't what I meant. Because you heard what I said.
Right.
But that ain't what, let me rewrap it. And that calls for thorough communication.
Yeah, very true.
And most people cuss every damn second. So it's just like, you know what I mean? And so we got to learn how to communicate first, then we can get to the healthy part.
And on top of that, whenever you say something, I'm like, so let me get this right.
Affirm what you saying to me.
Because you may not have said what you meant to say. Because
very true.
That's really what happened with me and my wife. Like, we will be discussing something or even arguing something, and we be fighting to win because what her initial statement is not what she really meant or what she was even talking about.
Man, go on and shout out your wife right now. Tell her you love her from St. Louis.
Man, she know I love my baby.
It sounds like a healthy relationship going on.
Nah, I love my baby to death because she's so, like, she's very much a people person.
And y'all have grown into this place. Like, I don't want people to just get on here and thinking like, oh, this just, like, y'all got years in the game.
No, we got highs, lows.
Blended family, highs, lows.
Yeah, for sure.
And y'all come to this place. Me and you've had multiple conversations, calls, and talks, and I know the real. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we don't get the real. I think that's another thing that's helping that's hindering our relationships because married people don't tell their true stories.
That's actually what saved us.
They get on YouTube and they get in the church and they get in all these sectors and they just walk up and act like we're the power couple. Then they divorce or you look like, or you see the behind the scenes. You're like, oh, this is what it is. Yeah. I've seen so many
Yeah.
Not only marriages, relationships, dating situationships that's so toxic on the real side.
Yeah.
But they present themselves so well put together, dressed nice, got the
They
money,
still got the representatives.
They got the representative. Now they've learned to present the representative to you now.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
So like we get in here, we can't. We just argued in the car. I just called you,
and we'll
I
walk
just
out.
punch you in the mouth, but put this makeup on, and we gonna, bro. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we don't get the real versions of what real relationships look like. So when we see the real thing, we automatically run. I think that's why the divorce rate's so high, bro.
You know another thing, D?
Because we ain't telling our true stories.
And they not. My wife used to say this all the time. She'd say, "Am I your best friend?" And I'll say, "Nah, fry my best friend."
Yeah.
And she like, "I'm not your best friend?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, "No, this your best friend." And then we just grew and grew and grew and grew. And then she'd say, "Are you my best friend?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Am I your best friend?" I'm like, "Yeah." It made sense. I didn't really know what she was asking at first, bro. But we had to grow into that.
But your answer still would have been the same because y'all wasn't best friends at the time. You had to go to that.
You had to grow into that, but I didn't really
You
realize.
say, "Yeah, baby, I'm your best friend."
Yeah, I ain't never been that.
Exactly.
I mean,
I think that's what we be doing because we've been trained to think beautiful relationships are always up high.
And you think that it's automatic.
And it's automatic. And it don't got to be worked on because people don't tell. I really think more married couples should write more books, start podcasts, really present what marriage. I believe we go to marriage counseling and people tell their true story. And I ain't saying like all your nasty, dirty laundry, stuff like that. But tell people the truth on the things that's going to save their relationships because every relationship going to hit a point where you just don't like this. Michelle Obama said, me and Barack married 30, 10 of them I didn't like them.
Yeah.
Our mom and dad said the same thing, and they've been married going on 39 years in December. Yeah, 38 or 39 years. And Mom said, man, I couldn't stand your dad for 10 of them.
Yeah.
But my commitment meant more than my feelings. And it's happy, like I love this man to where we lost stuff and I was here. And so that's why we can view certain relationships the way we do it because we understand the fullness that come with it. Like, okay, there may be some separation. There may be some times I sleep on the couch. There may be some times
I ain't sleeping on no couch.
Okay, but your wife might decide she won't sleep on the couch. I ain't going to sleep with you tonight. But the realness of it, because you hear all these podcasts and these women on these podcasts talking, they be like, we never going to bed angry. We're never going to bed upset. Like, is that real?
For some people.
Or it can be real, but you got to work to that thing.
There's no cookie cutter
relationship.
What works for you may not work for me. And you got to think a relationship
you got to be two angels to think you never go to bed mad or disappointed
or
hurt.
That just may be you all. You all may be that person.
But we can't go around championing it. I think that's bad, bro.
But so this is what I was about to say to that. When we talking about the real, like now people using that for entertainment value, and you got the real husbands and you got the real wives of Hollywood, and now they taking that toxic nonsense and thinking, oh, that's how this should be. No, that's not how it should be, right? We should be able to communicate, and sure, you're going to have some arguments. Anybody that's been in any relationship, y'all going to have some arguments, right? But that's not the norm. Everything doesn't have to turn into a full blown out argument. You storming out, she storming out. Now we both storming. Like, nah, that's not how that is. I can't normalize this nonsense that's being perpetrated.
Sure. Right.
Another thing you said it. We had a moment in time when me and my wife, we were beefing, and I talked to my brother-in-law, and I'm like thinking that I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. Man, he told me what he went through with his wife. Man, it made my problems. Oh my God, bro. It gave me a whole different perspective. Like, my wife ain't did no crazy stuff like that. Yeah. It really changed my perspective. And so I think that's when you have somebody stable, mature that you can talk to, right? Who can say, man, this is objectively too, because a lot of times you need somebody to tell you, nah, bro, you wrong. Yeah. Fry will tell me like, nah, bro, you wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. You gotta realize it, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. They will help you see your spouse's perspective, bro. Because sometimes you can't see it sometimes, to be honest. Yeah. Right. So having a good friend group around you, those other healthy relationships, helps you maintain. And
That's so important.
and most people, I don't tell nobody nothing. So we just you and your husband, or you and your wife.
Self-destruct.
That's gonna be very hard to maintain.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you gotta have some. My wife says, like, you gotta get some friends.
Yeah.
Like, cause we family oriented. Like, man, I got my brothers and I got my sister and this.
Yeah.
And then of course I have my friends from, the Air Force and we
Yeah.
talk, but she's like, no, you need some people to hang out with, to let loose with.
Yeah.
It matters.
It's huge, man. Friends can make and break your relationship.
Yeah.
The type of information that's going and communication that's going in your girl. Leave that nigga. We all can get outside and we can.
Oh my God.
Like healthy communication. Like one of my favorite books talk about communication. Corrupt good, evil communication, corrupt good manners. Like communication is so important. Like if you got your friend. Oh, bro, F that chick, man. You can come on. Like, let's get outside, bro. Let's hit the strip club. Let's get some drinks. And that's constantly being in your mind.
Yeah.
And now you going to be warned, like, man, I get home. She ain't doing this. We constantly arguing. And they out look like they having a grand old time. It looks like, man, it's so important to have healthy relationships outside of your home that's going to pour into you, that's going to see your relationship for what it is and tell you the truth on both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah, I think that's huge, bro.
And
that's key.
It is. And then allow them encounters to grow.
Yeah.
When we stayed on island, we had a neighbor that stayed behind us. He had a big old Lincoln. And I came outside, I took the trash out, and he's like, hey man, don't you touch my Lincoln. And I'm like, man, who is this old man?
But nobody want a Lincoln.
No, I had a Lincoln. I had a Lincoln LS.
You had the LS.
And he had the Lincoln. He had the Lincoln Town Car. But you know, Lincoln's to old, like that's like a caddy.
But nobody wants your town car, bro.
No, bro, his cold.
Nobody
he got a silver
car,
man.
Bro.
He is cold, bro. And so he said it jokingly, right? Mm-hmm. That was his way of joking with me. But me being who I am, I'm like, I knew he was joking the way that he said it. Like, what's up, young fella? That's my guy to this day.
Yeah.
That was 11 years ago.
Yeah, he was a good dude.
He is a good dude. Yeah. I talk to him every day, all the time. Mr. Gant.
Mr. Gant moved and everything.
I called him old man.
He had a full family flat next door.
Yeah. He stay in Kentucky now.
And keep the environment.
Nah, you talking about Mr. P.
I'm talking about Mr. P.
Yeah, Mr. P was a good dude, but Mr. Gant, I talk to him all the time.
A couple houses up.
No, he stayed behind us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he stayed behind us. You ain't really interact with him. I did, and then we just exchanged numbers. And then we talk about movies and stuff and life.
Yeah.
And it's a great, healthy relationship, bro.
Man, I don't think I've ever been in healthy relationships, like as I stated earlier, bro. Like, and I think a part of it, me looking back now, I've been single 5 years intentionally, like to really, I spent 14 straight years in relationship, hopping out of one because all I know is family. I didn't know how to be single.
That's very true. And you looked happy, D. You always look like you were in a healthy relationship because you're a nice looking gentleman. Yeah. You will be with a nice looking woman. Yeah. And y'all present yourself well, like you said. Yeah. So from the outside looking in.
Toxic, crazy. I mean, one of them got like toxic and crazy when I look back on it, but I've always had like beautiful, smart, intelligent women. Like, of course, they have flaws and traumas, and they was raised in certain environments. I have flaws, traumas. I was raised in certain environments, and when I was younger, I didn't really know how to navigate stuff. Like, I had an idea of what I wanted the relationship to look like, but I didn't know how to like lead in that way and present my case to what I thought. I just automatically thought every woman was gonna like just come and get on my program, and then if they didn't,
that's wrong, boy.
We arguing and we bash, and then they expected me to get on their program. Like, nah, you need to do it like this because I saw the version of success. Mom and dad been married 39 years, they had 4 kids,
but not knowing what was really going on behind the scenes.
Not knowing what was going on behind the scenes, and then understanding that the women I'm dealing with came from single parent households
in a different era.
And like, they ain't see no man in their house. So how can I look at you as the lead when my father went in my life? To be you know what I mean? Like, so they not even viewing the man in the right perspective. So,
and I've been leading my life the whole time. Exactly. That's not something I'm going to freely give over
to you. And I'm thinking like, man, this is what you're supposed to do. You got to come in. And so, me looking back on them now, like, we both played parts, but I can see where I could have done a better job to really navigate a healthier environment. But man, a lot of times we got to get ourselves together before we jump in these relationships, bro. That's what this 5-year journey has taught me. Like, man, you got to become self-aware. You got to fall in love with yourself. All the insecurities and feelings of abandonment, you got to work that out, because as soon as you get that one trick in your relationship, it's like,
So right.
oh my God. And I ain't saying you got to show up perfect, but you really got to do some self-work before you get into these things, man, because we jump into relationships to be fulfilled and to fill voids that may have happened years ago. And now you're expecting this person to be your coping mechanism or your hero, and it just
or
don't
your
work.
punching bag.
That too. And it just don't work out like that. And so I tell people all the time, fall in love with yourself first. Like, get in tune with you, learn you, what triggers you. I ask this question to every woman I deal with right to this day, bro. And a lot of them struggle. And this question is, what makes you happy? A lot of people can't answer that question, D.
Yeah.
Because we've been trained to make everybody else around us happy. It ain't about your happiness. It's crazy to think that grown adults can't answer that, and they be pondering and thinking like, man, that's a good question, man. Can I get back with you with that? And it's just like, what? But that's the real question. I had to straight ask myself, and my therapist had to teach me that. And I ain't big on therapy like that, but everybody was saying it was trendy. Everybody saying go to therapy and stuff like that. And it's been great, but I think we overdo the therapy too. Like, everybody got a condition and stuff like that, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, they posed that question, and I was sitting there thinking like, it was
Never really thought about it.
And it was a bunch of superficial stuff. It was a bunch of it was all external.
Yeah.
And she was like, you got to find your happiness within yourself first.
Yeah.
And then people need to come share your happiness with you. And you need to share their happiness with them. And I'm like, God. I said, okay, I got some work to do.
Yeah.
And I was very intentional saying, I'm gonna give myself 5 years to be single to find that happiness. And now you ask me that question, but you ask people that, and people just don't know. And I challenge everybody that's watching is like, when you talk to somebody, ask them what makes them sad, what makes them happy. It ain't just about being happy, but it's a real thing. If people don't know if people don't know what brings them happiness, how could you make them happy? So you be doing all these things of what you think can make them happy, but it may not. So I challenge everybody to do that, man. I think that's a good conversation starter, because a lot of people don't know, man. And so, yeah, man, I spent time with myself and through therapy, through faith, through self. My children was a big part of it, and I learned. And I really think my next relationship will be a successful one, because I understand now. And of course, you still have to go through your shit and dealing with the person.
You gotta go through that.
You're gonna have to do that.
That's just the bottom line. Like, I don't care. You can go to marriage counseling. You can go to therapy. You can do all of that stuff. You can go to church every day. Like, it's just certain things that you have to experience
and work on
in order to make it a success.
Yeah.
If you don't have that time on task, going through that, learning your partner, like, you may do something that you think is going to turn your partner on or make them feel happy, and they're like, that doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
That's a part of a healthy relationship too, like learning
their love language, as everybody
learning
say.
them, learning the way that they think, like learning like little small stuff, like mental notes. When my wife goes to the grocery store, she buys certain things. I got a note. That's what she likes.
So grab it while I'm at the grocery store.
Yes. And then she sees, oh, he's paying attention. A lot of people are on autopilot because, again, when you looking at all the social media, you engage with the unknown, because you don't know any of these people, to be honest. You familiar with this persona that they putting forward, but you don't know that, right? You don't have the time on task to be physically present and physically aware.
Yeah.
So I done heard situations, people been in marriages, relationships for 10, 15 years, and they don't know what the heck to buy their wife when they go to the store.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Summer Walker came out with a song, and it's called You Don't Know Me.
Yeah.
She was talking like, we've been together all these years, had these kids, shared experience, and you don't. That's crazy. But like you say, people get complacent. like you said with the autopilot, like people get complacent, people get comfortable and stop learning. I got her now, or I got him now. Now we just gonna do life. And
Yeah.
it's work, man. And it's constant conversations, it's constant communication that's gonna strengthen a relationship.
And it's constant growth too.
Yeah.
Because the person that you initially, yes, they could be growing or they could be declining. That's another reason why a lot of relationships don't remain healthy, because some people can look at their situation and say, I want better, I want more. And the person who they're with is like, I'm satisfied with this.
Yeah.
Type stuff. So do you make a decision to stay with this person?
Yeah.
Or leave?
Yeah.
That's a tough task when you've been connected with this person for so long.
It's so tough.
Right? And honestly, right out the gate, you really got to realize who you're compatible with. Like I used to tell I said,
that's that self-aware piece.
Yeah.
If you don't know yourself, you ain't gonna know that.
Man, me and my wife, we had a couple conversations, and I said, baby, maybe we just not compatible. If I want certain things out of life,
I don't want to give that excuse to people though, because that's
you're not compatible with everybody.
I understand, but that's the easiest way to get out of relationships nowadays. I hear people always saying, it used to be so hard to get a divorce. Now just
no, I'm not talking about. Yeah, okay, I understand.
We ain't compatible no more. We just ain't happy no more. Like,
yeah,
man, fight.
And that's why I said
it's always about happiness.
That's what I said. My
it ain't
my
always
wife.
about compatibility. Like you been.
No, it is. No, that's huge.
I'm talking about at that when you done got married to a person. Now all of a sudden, the easy way out to say we ain't compatible no more. Y'all was compatible for 15 years. Now you
maybe
compatible?
We wasn't. Maybe we weren't. Maybe we was in some toxic nonsense, but we just kept it going for so long.
What if it was beautiful and then it became hard and it's time to do the work, and then we saying, oh, we ain't compatible now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. How do you trigger or how do you gauge it's not compatible, it's too of a broad of a it's nothing that's substantial, it's nothing that's gonna where's the boundaries to that? Anybody can say that. We just ain't compatible.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about once I look at who you are, I look at who I am, I look at our history. Certain things are not changing. It's not conducive to a healthy environment. It's not conducive to a healthy relationship. We just been in it. We're not compatible, but we're just staying married.
So you said that to your wife a couple times.
Yes.
And now you married still.
Yes. But you gotta, what did I say at first? I said that my wife is a fighter.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's not a fighter.
Don't use the non-competitive. Listen, y'all. Do not use that. We not competitive. We just not happy to get out of your good situations. You done been with this person for years. Y'all got. And I ain't saying stay in no toxic stuff. I'm making myself.
That's the key word.
Yeah, because I ain't saying that. But I'm saying just because you hit a rough patch in your situation doesn't. Oh, now y'all ain't compatible. You be compatible.
I agree with that.
You still compatible with your wife right now.
I agree with that. I'm very no. Me and my wife she ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
But
that's not what I'm saying.
It could be a time where it seems like y'all not compatible.
No, we were not. We changed.
Okay.
That's what happened. I had so much resentment in my heart.
Yeah.
So much stuff that I was holding on to. She had resentment. She was holding on to stuff.
That don't mean y'all weren't compatible.
Yes, we were. If we would have stayed in that place, we were not compatible.
You wasn't healed though. You get the healing and then the compatibility come.
Yes, but we weren't healed. We were
exactly. So
we were holding on to that.
That's how we needed to heal. We need to grow. We need to like that. I just get I get bothered by that because that's the ultimate easy way out. Let's say, man, we should like now. I'm looking back on it. We just needed healing. We needed communication. We needed.
But
dialogue.
What if that's not happening? Huh? What if that's not happening?
That don't mean y'all ain't compatible.
It does. Yes, it does.
You need to do the work.
And if you're not doing the work, then we're not compatible.
Do the work.
No, we're not. Everybody's not going to do the work.
And that's the sad part about being married. And the easy part is the easiest way out is to get out the marriage. That's the easy way. Instead of doing the work and you can save your marriage. That's what you did.
Yes, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you have two people who are in a relationship. She not gonna do the work. He not gonna do the work. Y'all not compatible.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's not gonna happen. She ain't gonna change the way she talk to you. He not gonna change the way he talk to you. That's like you saying, oh man, y'all gotta do the work. But he going upside her head, she going upside his head.
Nah, see, you niggas always go to the street to prove a point. I'm going upside the head. I ain't never say that.
Okay. Well, let me dial it down.
Verbal abuse, like that's just abuse. Like I ain't talking about no abusive situation.
Your wife, when you met your wife, y'all got together and she didn't cook, she didn't clean, she stayed out in the clubs, the lounges, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you said, hey, baby, I need you to change this. And she said, I'm not changing that. I'm going to stay the same person. And then you work on yourself and do whatever, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. And then you saying, I'm going to stay in this thing.
No, the difference is I'm not getting to that place. I'm not marrying a woman that wasn't cooking before. I'm not marrying a woman
I
that wasn't doing that before.
But
I'm not marrying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to.
But
like,
you there
really,
now. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, that's you now. That's mature. Tread the grade.
Exactly.
In 2020. I'm not talking about that.
To an audience, hear me clearly. Do not marry a person. 9 times out of 10, the person you marry, you getting what you get. Now people can make the adjustments and people can, but if she ain't cooking before you propose and got on her knee and dated her and courted her and married her, why expect her to cook now? If he ain't mowing the lawn, if he ain't getting his hair cut every 2 weeks, if he ain't dressing like that, don't wait till you get into the marriage to be like, oh, baby, I want you to get your hair cut. I want you to put some clothes on. No.
Yeah.
No. So when you pose that question, I'm going to say that's why my relationship probably didn't work, because that didn't.
Y'all was not compatible.
I ain't going to say that we weren't compatible.
Okay.
I ain't going to say that. I ain't, nope. We're going to have to agree to disagree.
Well, let's move on.
Look,
let me cross my legs.
And we still can have healthy relationships.
I know, we're gonna always have a healthy relationship.
Facts, because we can disagree, and I think that's the episode we need to do, D.
Yeah.
We need to title it Differences. Because
should not equate to severed relationships.
Differences should not equate to severed relationships. Because you got differences in politics, religion, all these differences of upbringings. I'm a blood, you a Crip, so we gotta kill each other. But it shouldn't break like strong bonds because we think different, because we don't agree upon certain topics, and we brothers disagreeing up on this. And so I think this good, man. Your relationship, do you think, I don't want to pose this question. Do you think you carry your relationship with your mom and dad and your siblings into all of your relationships? Or do you kind of like gauge them based off like
every relationship is different?
Yeah.
It has to be. You can't expect. I don't expect for King James to do certain things that you do.
Yeah.
I don't expect for Fry to do certain things that you do, or you to do certain things that Fry does.
Sure.
There is a standard. Just me being honest.
Yeah.
Like my intimate, the closer, and honestly, it ain't too many people that's gonna get in there anyway. That's already been established. But I think it's healthy to know your friends and family's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like there are certain people that they're just thoughtful.
Yeah.
Right. I don't expect for everybody in my circle to be as thoughtful as this person.
Yeah.
Right. I expect for some people to like calm me down because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Right. And some people to be like, hey, we jumping head first into this.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Type stuff. And so every relationship, I'm huge on this, D. I'm huge on, I don't want a bunch of yes men. I don't want a bunch of people that think exactly like me all the time. The fact that you disagree with me on we may just not be compatible, I love it. Because I don't want to go into a situation where you like, hey, D, hold on, bro. Did you think of this? And I not consider it, and I dive head first into some stuff, and it's just completely wrong.
D, what you described is what's wrong with the climate of our relationships and people, especially in this country. Everybody's so sensitive. If you say the wrong thing, you getting canceled. They cutting you off, and it's spilling into our relationships. Like, also, if he ain't agree with you, if y'all argue, just cut him off. Just cancel him. That's what's going on. Like, it's just like, man, like, let people say what they say and then explain what they mean. Like, y'all just let them say it extrapolate a small clip from an entire contextual conversation and then just kill them.
And go ham.
And it's just like, what's wrong with people, bro?
Yeah.
Like, they crucifying Jamie Foxx right now,
man.
Bro.
That's exactly who I was thinking of when you said that, bro.
They crucifying that dude. It's just like, man, and it was crazier too. You can literally come out and say, that's not what I meant. And they still go, no, this is what we got. This is what you said. We're going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
You're going to lose some endorsement deals. We're going to pull you from some commercials and some movies. Like, it's so bad. Like, even if people do mean it or have a different perspective or difference of opinion, like, we can't move forward without broadening the conversation, because me and you can have a conversation off camera or even on camera or 2 months later, and I might come to your side like, D, you was right about the compatible conversation.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. We not leaving no room for growth and improvement.
You have to be perfect all the time. Look, you have to be perfect
so bad,
now
bro.
And previously.
They digging your old Twitter account. What that nigga say back then?
Nah, it's a rap.
Or that's how he felt about gay people or the LGBT community back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, crucify him now for what he said 10 years ago when he was in high school.
Yeah, it happens so much.
It is so bad, bro. It is so bad. You gotta censor and watch what you say, bro. And like, how do we grow? How do we mature? How do we get? Obviously, I done said something in high school.
Yeah.
I done said something when I was 22.
Yeah.
I done said something when I was 30 that's racist, anti-Semitic, not even knowing it's anti-Semitic, like not even knowing it was racist. Like we call,
or maybe we
call
wasn't.
Chinese restaurants the Chinamen.
Yeah, and
like,
somebody
that's low-key racist, bro.
Somebody had to tell me that. They like, that's racist. I was like, what? That's not. But we never meant. We never meant in a racist term.
So
that's just what everybody called it. Yeah, for
sure. You got to get the overarching reason and perspective behind it. But we don't give no grace, man, and it's really hurting our relationships, bro. I think that's like low key, like a part of the matrix, a part of the. I really do, bro, because it censors what it's filtering your mouth. So it's smothering your thoughts.
How do you feel about when people say something? Social media takes it, blows it up, and then the person explains what they mean. They don't care about that, and then the person apologizes. Because I think that's a huge part of how we got to where we are today.
Man, I don't agree with apologizing with something you mean. I don't agree.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't agree with apologizing about something you didn't mean.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with that. But when you in certain positions, I understand it. I get it. When you got to feed your family, certain stuff that like, all right, man, I ain't. Like Kyrie Irving should have never had to apologize. And you see that he ain't have to. Kanye West, Adidas say, okay, come back, we're gonna sell your shoes, and then we'll release you and let you. Like some of the stuff that we make and blow up, don't be like how you said about your wife. Man, that ain't big as you think it is. It's marketable.
But somebody else said this.
It get clicks but it dies. Any good PR person gonna tell you, just shut up. It's gonna die.
That's really I believe the time that we in.
Just be quiet. It's gonna die. Like, and we look back on it, and be like, man, nah, that's how they felt. Why you apologizing? Yeah. Oh, that ain't what they meant.
That's what I'm saying. When they explain what they mean, bro, and they say that's not what I meant.
Bro. Yeah. A lot of people didn't mean it in that way.
But then they still apologize.
And they still apologize. And that's what's wrong. And that's what's bad. Because
that's what I think.
And I understand because you got to feed your family.
That's what I think.
I love basketball. This is my life. This is my norm. Yeah. I get it. But also, it needs to be more people that need to stand up and support their people when they know. Because now you can't do them like that.
That's not ever going to happen. I really had to sit back and think of this.
Man, we about to argue again.
Well, let's go.
Don't say that, bro.
Let's go.
Nah, I'm
gonna tell you why people. I'm gonna tell you why people are apologizing. I don't. Nah, that's a strong word.
Okay.
Hold on. But we still
change if we.
Nah, yeah. I don't be. Nah, yeah. You're right. I don't want to put it a definitive like it's never going to happen.
Okay.
Right. You can push people. I still want to argue about it. No, I really think I thought about this. Like, you do apologize with certain things to placate people, like just to appease them. Like if I argue with my wife, like even though I stood on what I stood on, sometimes I still apologize for it.
Yeah.
Just be like, I'm sorry, babe. And we'll mean it, but just to really like smooth things
and
over.
I think that's what we are. Like they probably don't mean half of them don't mean they polish, but I'm just gonna do it
to smooth things over. But and you know what else though?
It be some people that's really hurt by some stuff.
But I really don't think it be as many people. I think it be a wave that people jump on, and then really.
I'm gonna go even deeper. I think it's media. Media see that this is trending.
So
it's gonna keep it going, and it's gonna keep views, and then we gonna
keep it going.
I think it's
feed it into a machine, and then
there you go.
Yeah, because if you ask the average person, they be like, I ain't even heard of it. Who? Yeah. Jamie Foxx? What? Wasn't he just in the hospital?
Yeah.
That's the last thing I heard from Jamie Foxx.
Exactly.
I thought he was like on his.
I've been hearing about this damn Alabama boycott in his chair more than anything.
For real.
That chair is going viral, bro. Like, it is crazy.
People making whole movies.
Man, how you feel about the Alabama boycott thing, bro?
There's so many layers with that, bro. I'll say this.
You know, they tying the whole Alabama, the racist stuff with it, the Alabama boycott movement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Saying this is the river that they brought slaves over.
The dude was swimming in and
like
breaststroking and backstroking.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
But
it's so a crazy angle.
Last that we didn't really think of. We were just being entertained by what was going on.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I think like, why are we being entertained by violence and stuff? Like,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because you never see that, right? You either see black on black crime or you see white on black crime in the police form.
Yeah.
Right? You rarely see
the black security.
Black
enforcement.
You never see a group of white people beat up a black person and then that's it. Now they got everybody in a rage. Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter. Are you a Democrat? Are you a Republican? It's setting off these triggers of division. Mm-hmm. You don't see a group of white people who are clearly wrong, right? Unagitated, unaggravated. A black man stand his ground, take them lumps, and then a group of black people come to the rescue. That's some movie stuff.
And I mean a group of black people. And
my God, skipping and oh my God, nah,
in
bro.
the chair,
nah, bro.
Man, look, I done seen so many variations, renditions, remixes. Like, it's crazy.
Have you seen all the angles?
So many. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I done seen so many.
Oh my God, man! It's one angle, man. D. I laughed so hard. So one angle, it was. Two white dudes and they was about to jump back in to the fight, but then 4 black dudes like built a wall and they faced them up, and so it went off. And so I'm like, dang, what happened?
Next?
Bro, somebody else came out with another angle,
bro. Showed you the angle,
bro.
Continue the story.
Oh my God, bro. They started banging with one white dude. The other white dude jumped off the dock and into the water. It was hilarious, bro. Like. I'm like, what in the world is going on? But it really showed that, you know how a lot of people say, man, I couldn't be no slave. I would have been like this. I would have been that. People are really taking that mentality like, now y'all can't just bully us. Yeah. I'm not just going to stand by and watch atrocities happen and pull out my phone.
Yeah. And I really don't think it was a white and black thing. I think people obviously you got white and black.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna start seeing more of the mankind just seeing injustices and standing up for it. Like, nah, bro, whether you black, you white, Asian, like, nah, you ain't about to do this, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nah, this gotta stop.
That's
what I really, that's my whole take on it. Like, I understand the race thing sells, it pushes in media.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch, and it is a part of that, like, because like you said, black folks are tired of being, bullied and
that's all you've seen.
And that's all you've seen in the media. Like, I'm sure it's been black people jumping on white people before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like black folks get a victory for once, because all you see in media is us being brutalized and beat up and shot and gunned down. And
so, if you look at them comments, everybody says it. The dude with the chair went too far. When that dude started WWE, WWF, like...
What's too far in a fight, though? See, I come from the trenches, like, when you fight, ain't nothing too far. Nigga, you trying to hurt me. Ain't no meter where you say, all right, y'all can stop now because somebody's about to die. Nah, if I hit you, there's a chance if I ball my fist and hit you correctly, you can die.
Yeah, but it's worse if I get a metal chair and bash you on your head.
There's no rules to fight. If you
That-
bigger than
you
me,
know what?
That was an older gentleman too with that chair.
It
If
was.
You pay attention, he ain't got the strength to be fighting these youngsters.
So
Let me get-
don't jump in the fight.
Nah, it's a fight. It's a fight. Why do we think we can
I
put
disagree
rules
with
on
that.
fight? Well, we gonna disagree again for the third time on camera.
Yeah, I disagree
It's
with
a
that.
fight. There's no order. There's no rules. There's no nothing when it comes to fight. Who's writing the rules to a public street? Like you see bars, nigga pick up glasses and put on top.
Yeah, in a bar fight.
It's a fight in the public. There's no rules.
I disagree with that, bro.
I saw a bar fight got rules. Are you allowed to pick up a glass bottle and pick up a chair in a
I
bar?
disagree. I really think,
In
like,
the midst of a fight, people doing whatever they doing to get the advantage of a fight, bro.
yeah, and that's why I disagree. It used to be where if two dudes got a disagreement, let them squabble. Let them do their thing. And then if one start getting the best of the other one, somebody will literally take that man, pick him up. All right, it's over
It's a
with.
control fight. They weren't thinking all them white dudes jumping on
You
that
just
fight.
said it ain't no rules to fighting.
Right. So also y'all can beat up him, jump all on him, and then I gotta come and fight first. Ain't no breaking up. It's all in. This is a brawl. This is a bar fight in public.
And that's
Grab
why stuff
everything.
escalates to, you got a chair, now I got a bat. You got a bat, I got a knife. You got a knife, you brought a knife to a gunfight.
That's what happens. That's the reality. That's why you gotta manage emotions. Now we can talk about that and stuff, but it's all is fair in fighting. All is fair as war. We know if two dudes get into it that don't know each other, there's a chance one of us could die.
Yeah, very true.
Man, our uncle got out of jail. He said, David, let me give you some real gang right here. And I was young and I used to fight a lot. He like, if you mad enough to physically put your hands on somebody, you got to be mad enough to kill him, because this is what it's gonna lead to. If you beat up a guy real bad, he coming back to kill you, and that's the reality of war and men. That has always been our reality. When we disagreements, that's all war is. War is two people saying, "All right, I disagree.
Yeah.
We got this Russian war, this Ukraine war. Putin like, I'm standing on what I'm standing on, and it's gonna be bloodshed."
Yeah.
Men have always understood that.
Yeah.
Have always. That's why somebody come in your house, you ain't about to say, "All right, guys, let's pause."
I disagree with that.
Let's pause. You guys have just broken to my house. You coming? I'm not going to use weapon. Let's have hand-in-hand combat like we used to do. Nah.
Yeah, no, that's not the scenario.
And that's not the scenario you painted when you said you got one-on-one fights, and then if it get too bad, what we watch is all out unfairness on one person, and now I gotta bring whoever got the advantage.
Nah.
That's what that is, bro.
I'm gonna bring more people, which they had more people. I don't need to grab a chair and start bashing people. Nah, bro, if you can't throw them hands, you should have set your old behind down and watch on the sidelines just like other people did.
Nah.
Let the youngins take care. Nah, bro, you ain't supposed to grab
My
no.
family fight. We don't know who that old man was out there protecting and looking out for.
Whoever it was, they already had the advantage.
No, we don't know that.
We do. The footage is clearly there. The footage is clearly there. By the time he got there with that
There's
chair, it was already over. Nah,
Yeah,
it was some fighting going on, but ain't nobody else had no weapons, and he was wrong for that.
I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
we disagree on that.
Yeah.
He was wrong
I mean,
for that.
y'all know y'all run up on Tread the Great, and there's some objects around. I don't care if they're being used.
Yeah, I disagree.
All right. Well, I don't know how we got to unhealthy fighting on the healthy relationships podcast and episode.
Yeah.
But man, let's close this thing out, man.
No, hold on. We really got to cover unhealthy relationships. We talked a lot about people.
Yeah.
We got to cover, and not doing this episode, we got to cover unhealthy relationships with food,
faith,
finances, and with exercising.
Yeah.
Like, we got to cover those things because that's a key component of why we name this All Things Connected.
Very true.
Right?
Very
Because
true.
healthy relationships, you can have an unhealthy relationship with your food.
And it's affecting your mood.
It's affecting your mood.
And your mood is affecting your lady. It's affecting you in the bedroom. So we don't give them everything, B.
Yeah, we definitely got to hit
talk
those.
about that, and I was definitely gonna put that in the outro. Man, like, I think the reason why we decided to do All Things Connected because we watched a bunch of garbage in media, honestly, and we like, man, let's give a different perspective. Let's give some healthy dialogue and healthy content and put it in the earth, put it in the world, and hopefully people latch on to it and it can actually inspire, motivate, encourage, and impact somebody's relationships with all of these topics. And like he alluded to, that's why we named this all things connected, because we believe that if you have healthy relationships in one of these areas and then you do the work to have healthy relationship with all of them, it begins to connect. And so yeah, man, this has been healthy relationship. This has been a hell of a conversation. I really enjoyed it, but I want to challenge you to not buy into toxic culture. Oh, I was born this way, or this all I know, and you know it's causing you to destroy meaningful relationships and grow, mature. Just because you started one way doesn't mean you have to end this way. And so yeah, man, build yourself up, work, do the work, and get better. And so yeah, thank y'all for being with us. Man, subscribe, like, comment, turn that little notification bell on. And we're going to see y'all next time, man. This has been another beautiful, amazing episode of All Things Connected.
Man, shout out to the people who have healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Continue to post that stuff because we need more of that. We need to see more of African American healthy relationship, white people with healthy relationships in a work environment, healthy relationships in neighborhoods. Like that's what we need to see. We need to really combat this nonsense that we see all the time. Like, and I really do think that people like us who have healthy relationships, we really just go about our day.
It's true.
And we don't really have the time to just, try to battle these things, or we don't really care, honestly, because we're unplugged.
Yeah.
But great friends, great family. I think that's the key to our success in life.
Yeah. You gonna do the outro now?
I just had to get in. I just say, hey man, look man, great moms, fathers, friends, brothers, sisters, like man, that's key to life, man.
Yeah.
It's really key to life, man. I ain't mean to cut out.
Nah, this man, we good, man. So again, man, thank y'all. But we want y'all to spread this. Sit down and have a watch party. Sit down and get your children and let them hear this good conversation.
Ooh, healthy relationship with your kids.
Share it. Ooh, healthy relationship with kids. Good. Share it out, man, so that this can hit the algorithm, so this can be spread. Because like you said, we need more of this in our community, in our minds, more importantly. So, and we thank y'all. I'm Trey the Great.
I'm just Daniel.
This is All Things Connected, baby. Tap in, tune in, whatever those fancy words they be talking about. We out.